dun, dun. Why before you say dun, 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 Matt?
Well, we're at Suzie.
Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean it's dun, dun, dun.
Wenatchee Insurance, Suzie Health Solutions at 413 Mission Street.
North Mission Street, no less.
Correct. And today we're going to talk about something important. How valuable is a business owner's time?
That's a good question. Yeah. Okay, that's a question that's been debated for decades. One thing that small business owners run into is people think, oh, you work for yourself. You can just do whatever you want whenever you want.
That's a really big, nasty pitfall for friends.
Oh, yeah, and family.
And family. Well, family especially, because one of the things that happens with a young starting business is, oh, hey, they work for themselves. Hey, it often came into watch the kid.
Uh-huh.
I've got a workaday job. Hey, spouse, you take care of the kid.
Not just spouse, but sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, mom, dad. They're starting their business. It's especially nasty if they're working from home to build their business.
Yes, the weirdness that is the home business.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to say no to family.
Yep.
But it's one of those things that as a business owner, you have to be able to say no.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You have to set your boundaries. Back to boundaries.
Well, it's one of those things. It's how do you quantify your time? Because time, taking care of an outside business problem or situation is time that is taken away from your income.
Yes. You do have to carve out time for yourself that is not part of your business, but that's okay.
That's okay. However, it's that, some jobs, for direct medical or us, we deal on kind of a subscriber base.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So it's not just the immediate income of a simple transaction. It's that transaction plus, it could be years of transactions if it's a repeat customer.
True.
So that one decision to miss something could potentially not cost just hundreds of dollars in immediate transaction. You're talking over thousands of dollars over many years.
But you still have to, yes, that's true. And you just have to know when to say yes and when to say no, and that it is okay to say no.
And some of it is building that infrastructure around you that knows that, hey, you are working you are doing serious things for yourself and the family.
Family's notorious for not respecting that kind of boundary. That's why it's important to be clear about it. One thing I remember when I was working a graveyard shift when I was still doing a workaday job. I was doing a graveyard shift, and I would come home at like 5:00 in the morning, and I would go to bed. Because I had worked all night, and then I was still expected. There was a couple of times like, "Hey, can you go do that?" It's like, no, this is the middle of my night. Go away.
Yeah, that's a great example. Because for some reason people like to lock in their mindset that, hey, everyone works 9 to 5 at a business away from home.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's been for decades in the United States. The thing is, even your 9 to 5 isn't 9 to 5 anymore. Nope. I was thinking about that. I was watching the movie the other day. It's like, okay, who works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with an hour lunch?
Television show.
Exactly. And I mean, mostly people are working 8 to 5 with a 30-minute lunch.
At the desk.
At the desk, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. And then you got a couple of 15-minute breaks. Maybe it started off 9 to 5. It's like, oh yeah, here's your job. You work a 9 to 5 and you get a break. And then it started being, well, we're not getting your full work out of you. So we're going to give you that. We're going to make sure you work the full 40 hours that you're in the office. So you start working 8 to 5. And then, here's your half-hour lunch. Here's your 2 15-minute breaks, which had to be legally mandated.
Yeah.
But that's not freak. I mean, that's not the norm necessarily. You've got swing shifts. You've got graveyard shifts. You've got rotating schedules. You've got, some people work the morning shift. Some people work the afternoon shift. Some people work the mid shift. It just doesn't work that way. And it's important to be flexible for your family if they're in need, if you can be, but don't let them walk all over you.
Yeah, and however, there's still that myth.
Oh, yes.
That myth that hey, this is the expectation that everything is going to happen for work at these hours. And if you're not at your reported duty station, you're not working, therefore you're available.
Exactly. And if you're working for yourself, where's your duty station? So what it boils down to is, okay, what is a independent business person? What is a small business person? What is their owner, the business owner's time worth?
And see, I'm going to strike out the small, because there is no small business.
Okay. What is a business owner's time worth?
And that is a very important question. Because one of the things we discovered early on when we got the stamp on our forehead that said insurance agent,
Palunk,
was nonprofits reaching out their hands almost instantly.
Not necessarily for money, but for our time.
No, actually, some of us for money.
Yeah.
Hey, we're putting on a show. Can we get a contribution?
Oh yeah, people think that we're rich.
It's this weird assumption that we're big insurance.
Yeah, I guess I guess that's fair.
Yeah, because we actually kind of entered in a dance with a festival yesterday. They're wanting more sponsors, and so we started to engage the dance that is the, hey, I want you to be a sponsor, and we're like, okay, well, I think we might be able to do this because you're a good cause. We could put this on a credit card, but all our people are owing us money, so this is really tight for us. And I don't know if they understood that.
I doubt it.
It's one of those important questions, because some do and some don't, because it's one of those. To put on a event is for a vendor booth of our nature. It costs us a couple $1,000s per event.
Absolutely, between swag and the space and all that stuff, and they're coming in asking us for more money,
and that's before labor.
Yeah. Oh, the thing is, we don't count our labor, which we should.
Be, and that's one of the things that because we're all commissioned, because everyone in our office is licensed, we're commissioned. We bring money in on a transactional level.
Absolutely.
There is no transactions being done at an event. It's information.
Absolutely. It's all marketing. It's all informational. It's all, getting our faces out there, making people know who we are.
Some of it is celebrations.
Oh yeah.
Some of it is, hey, let's volunteer for this good cause because we're going to build a park.
Absolutely.
And that's one of those things business owners do because we're part of the community.
At least that's the theory.
That's the theory. However, there's a point where that strain becomes a breaking point.
Yeah. You gotta, because what happens sometimes is you get into a position where people start assuming that your time is for them to use.
or you've got skills.
Yeah, well, we do have skills
that people want to utilize.
Yeah, and our time is worth. Our time has
Mhm.
value. It's a lot of things, and we need to remember that as business owners.
Yeah, that was a lesson a couple weeks ago on Supernova.
Mm-hmm.
Was well, how valuable is your time? And we actually sat down and quantified it,
Mm-hmm.
and it runs about $250 an hour.
Thereabouts, yeah.
And that's kind of a fair assessment. Somewhere between $250 and $500 an hour, depending on what we're doing. And it's we've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are times where we sit down and we do hey, this is the route you should go because this is what we've seen trends in. And yeah, if we were charging coaching fees, that would be appropriate fee.
And if we get asked for coaching fees for something, then we will discuss it because we're not going to volunteer that time.
Yeah, yeah, because one of the things we were asked to do was it's for a simple form to help out our peoples, and we're like, look, we don't even get paid $5 a transaction running it through 3 different companies. We're not breaking even. We just want to make sure people take care of.
Exactly.
And that's what most people don't understand is and you got, and I have to bring those transactions up. It's like, no, this is really where it's at. Most of the time it's, I got in this business to work with people and work with computers.
Yeah.
That's literally why I got back into doing a business type deal. Was I wanted to work with people and I want to work with computers. So those was the two things I wanted to do, and insurance has been a heck of a vehicle for it.
It truly has.
Which makes it kind of valuable when you start to look at some of the skills that we've developed on just graphic design.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, just the some of the creativity that's burst out from this. Canva is an excellent example of a tool that we've learned how to use to do graphic design and creativity and coolness like that.
Well, heck, you've been cutting your own videos.
Yeah, which reminds me, I'm behind on mine. I do that today.
We've done that. We've set up websites. And so when people, when we're in different business classes and they're like, oh, I need to set up a website. It's like, it takes a half hour.
Yeah. Some people can't get their heads around it like that though. But that's why there is a market for web designers.
There is.
And the quick and easy web template companies, to walk you through the easiest of it. So it looks good. It doesn't look like it's coming out of MySpace with lots and lots of flash.
Yeah, well, I don't think they do flash anymore.
I don't think so either. Yeah, that was always always slowed things down.
I was strangely never had a MySpace.
You didn't?
No,
I did.
No, I didn't see it. I got LiveJournal.
Oh yeah.
Because a bunch of friends did, and it led some interesting, long journal concepts. Which was one of the questions we received. We're doing what's called a reverse interview at the local high school. 2 of us today. We volunteer a lot.
Yeah, we do. We volunteer, and we recognize that.
Yeah.
And that is part of our using our time for good.
One of the questions was asked, what classes did you take in high school that prepared you for your job today?
English composition.
See, I came up with the English too because of the communication.
Exactly. That's a big part of it. What else? Maybe take some math a little bit. I mean, some of your basic stuff. I don't do a lot of, complicated algorithms or anything. I never got much past algebra.
I'm doing some formulas when it comes to spreadsheets.
Yeah. I'm doing less of that.
and doing the story problem solving.
Yeah.
And then that takes some higher math. Shop comes into some of my more colorful conversations.
Yeah.
You
social sciences. You're all over social sciences.
Yeah. But again, that's conversation. That's basic information to be able to carry on a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever take a debate class?
No, I probably should have.
Mm.
The debate portion came from my mom and dad arguing over different political points, because one was a Democrat and the other was a Republican.
Mm.
So we had to debate across the dinner table.
That wasn't a formal debate. It was just a back and forth.
There was probably some rules to it, but I was but that was one of the things I consider. The home ec stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to cook.
I never took home ec.
You never took home ec?
Never took home ec.
How'd you do that one? One of the laughable ones was typing.
I took typing, and I did, and that's how I learned how to touch type.
Yeah, the home keys.
Yep. The thing, my class was called keyboarding. The first semester or the first quarter was on a IBM Selectric.
Ooh.
With the ball.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And then the second one was on a computer, where we learned some very, very basic computer skills.
See, my first typing class, I actually had a typing class in middle school.
Oh.
Complete with the return.
Ooh.
And then when I went up to high school, I did take a keyboard course. I got up to 90 words a minute.
I was right up in that too.
And home keys. And that was incredibly useful. IBM ball. Mm-hmm. Mom had an IBM ball at the house. Mm-hmm. I have no idea why she had it to this day. Seriously, because it was the classic IBM, the big monster,
the big IBM Selectric.
Yeah, and to this day, I have no idea why she had that at the house.
Did she ever use it? Did she type letters or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
I bet she got it as surplus, because she was working at the University of Washington at that time, wasn't she?
See, I can't remember if it was at the University of Washington or before that time. And it's one of those, because before that time was my dad doing college courses.
Yeah.
And I could see the use of it then.
Yeah, typing.
But I didn't think it was quite that old.
I don't know.
But that's one of those mysteries.
Yeah, we had one of the cast iron manuals with the ribbons.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, you could have killed somebody with that thing.
Mm-hmm. So you never really know on how things evolve. Mm-hmm. And that was one of us. The big joke is no one starts off saying, I'm going to be an insurance agent.
No, it's pretty rare. I'm going to grow up to be an insurance agent.
However, we've got a number of agencies in town
that are second and third generation.
Yeah, that were handed down from mom, dad, uncles. Like, here you go, son. Here's your insurance agent. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you're an agency. Now, I am second generation, but I did not get my father's book. I built my own.
You also didn't get licensed until well after he passed.
Oh yeah, I know. I was there.
Yeah. which begs the question: what would have happened?
Oh, I know. It would have been really an interesting situation. It's possible we would have never, gotten married.
Quite possible.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that if you would have been trained in the New York Life method,
mm-hmm.
You would have bumped out another New York Life agent in this town.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd also be doing more annuities and the investment stuff.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, you would definitely have pushed out one of the agents in town.
Probably.
So the question, is who is the weakest agent in town?
Let's not go there, shall we? Because we're not here to push out other agents. We're here to help our community.
We are. And that is
if it gives that agent a chance to go, wow, my people are going to be taken care of, I'm going to retire, that's okay.
That is true, because we do retire a lot of people. And it's kind of sort of we started insurance as kind of an outlaw method.
Yeah.
And it was, we took bits and pieces from what we've done before and put it together, and we launched on a brand new thing, and that was the Affordable Care Act.
Yep.
It was so brand new that we did courses on how it was going to work.
Yeah.
And
because no one had ever done anything quite like this before, nationwide.
Yeah, and it was one of those game-changing moments, because there's always timing involved in any business. It's like, are you in the right time at the right place with the right product?
Exactly.
And yeah, it was at the right time, the right place, the right time with the right product. About 5 years in, we were like, I don't think someone else could come in and be a new independent, individual insurance agent.
It would definitely be challenging.
It would. Because we have companies that are saying, hey, you need to go to Spokane.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, let's see how, who could we get to run a Spokane office successfully? Because you would have to come in as a disruptor.
Yeah, it would be because you're going to have to be pulled away from. You're going to have to be pulling clients from navigator groups, and that's not an easy process.
No, I think
they're very territorial.
Well, it's changed, and it's changed in the composition on who ran navigator groups and where they were run through.
Yeah.
And the insurance companies and their attitudes in working on reclaiming those commissions.
Yeah, that's true.
Because before it was kind of block commissions, then it was work together, and now it's kind of, we need to reclaim these.
Yeah, that's getting frustrating for us.
Yeah, and so it's kind of it's
a push and pull. It will never end. It
is a push and pull. And I think with enough work and training, it'll end. But it takes effort. It's going to take someone very special to come in and say, "Yeah, I want this area," and actually build out.
Yeah.
Because you've got groups that have been entrenched for 9-10 years. With systems in play.
Yeah. Well, we're entrenched.
We are and we're not at the same time.
We're entrenched in the valley. People know who we are.
Oh, people know who we are in 5 counties.
At least. That seems awfully entrenched. But I don't know.
But yeah,
but that's not a bad thing in our situation. And it's, I don't know, if someone were to come in and try and do what we're doing, it would be, I don't know if they could, like you said, could an independent health insurance agency start up like we did, fresh today? Yeah. Could that be done?
And, it involves a fair amount of capital.
Yeah.
Because we reinvested back into the marketing and the business every single year between between 1/3 and 1/2.
Yeah, sometimes more.
So there's been a phenomenal money we put back in.
Oh yeah, well, that's part of being a business owner. So much of what you bring in goes back into the business. That's part of the deal.
And then there's the time.
Yeah, and that's where our value is. And we put time in time and time and time and time. And we don't, since we don't pay ourselves an hourly wage, that's just part of the deal. It's part of the investment.
Mm-hmm. It's we go to events and we watch the nonprofits rotate staff.
Yeah. Because they're hourly wage, because they're paid by the hour. They're and they're not volunteering to do that. They're getting paid to do that. Mm-hmm. We're volunteering our time, and our expertise, and that's not a bad thing, and we have ulterior motives, and we'll admit that. We're here to support this project, but we also would like to make sure that people know who we are and what we do. And
we'll make sure it's done right. And there's been points where the nonprofits haven't been able to staff, so they pull stakes early.
Which is
in events,
which seems odd to me, but then that's when you're dealing with people who are when you're dealing with situations where it's a paycheck to paycheck, it's a paycheck situation. Then that's going to happen. If they can't staff it, there's not going to be anyone there to do it. And it's not like they've got managers who are going to salaried managers who are going to step up and do it for them.
Because then you get a lousy result. But to do, for instance, in June, we've got at least 4 events that we're doing.
We're very, very busy this next month.
And we're actually splitting forces to accomplish this over some weekends. And, to do it effectively, I couldn't imagine we'd, actually, no, we're 5 events because Quincy's doing a couple too. For us. I'm really curious to see on how RJ does it because he's got paid staff. And see if he's going to quibble over it.
I don't know. We shall find out. He probably will quibble a little. It could be we just have. You know what? Not going to worry about it because their time is valuable. Our time is valuable. Everyone's time. Everyone has value. You can't just and you can't just roll over and be a doormat.
And that is a very important concept. And if you're looking, at a small business, or excuse me, a business owner, or someone that is, a principal in a business, be respectful of their time. And their energy. It is incredibly valuable. And like I said, it's not just transactional.
No.
It's that transaction plus 1,000 others along the way.
Absolutely. It's a domino effect, very much so. And if I'm spending an hour, I don't know, doing something ridiculous for no apparent reason. I mean, if I'm out there, if I'm helping somebody move, it's because I want to. If someone's dumping something on me, because, well, you've got time, you've got, you don't work, you're not at work. That's going to be a problem. Because I am at work. I'm basically at work 24/7.
Because we do work 24/7. It's the.
It is, it's just past 7 a.m. in the morning. We're here 24/7. So about 7:30.
It is actually coming up on 7:50. We're getting ready to roll out of here.
Matt and Shayla have got their thing to do today. They're gonna do career day. I know they call it a reverse interview. It's like, nah, it's just career day.
It's career day. And it's gonna be fun. And this is one of those things that we were excited about because it's odds are of an 18-year-old saying, hey, I need you to write me an auto policy or slim to none.
Oh yeah, it just isn't going to happen.
You know, an 18-year-old saying, "Hey, you know what? I want to stick my nose in the books for another 40 hours and get my license." I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
However, 5 years down the road, the game has changed.
Yes.
They might, oh, wait a minute. I remember those guys at my high school. They were sharp. They talked to me then like a real person.
Mm-hmm.
I need these questions answered, or is this an option for me?
Mm-hmm.
So we're investing in our community now. That's gonna pay off in the next decade or so.
And it's going to pay off for generations.
All right. So hey, have a great day.
Yes.
Remember, small businesses are valuable. There is no such thing as a small business.
It's all business.
Bye.